joining me. And my name is John. And in this live session, we are talking about a very important aspect, and this is definitely how an electrician should die. Do you think this topic is important? Of course, I think so, especially if you are an electrician and you are in this industry for quite some time, then definitely these matters must concern you. But if you have probably a brother or a sister, nowadays ladies are into this game of electrical engineering. So today we are talking exactly about that. This is a location in my workshop, and I love my workshop so much. I have this consumer unit that I was working on, and I also have my solar panel here. It is so interesting that this solar panel is indoors and it is able to supply a charge. It is able to charge my battery. If you can be able to check at this uh, charge controller, let me just have the camera closer. It is actually charging. That is the charge controller, and the solar panel there indicating so well that it is indeed charging my battery over there. The panel itself is indoors, yeah, and it is charging my battery. So that is the beauty of the technology that we have, and isn't it so amazing, to have a solar panel that is indoors and it is charging. So how should an electrician die? Do you know that this is a very important topic that we are covering today? And smash like button if you have just joined. Couple of you on the live stream already, and I appreciate your presence here. Where are you streaming from? An electrician's life is very important. Most of the people go through life just leading their lives, in a mediocre way, and thinking that they just came here, to just work and then exit. There's a guy that I used to follow so much, though he passed on. He used to say, you are supposed to thrive and not to survive. And I think it also applies to us as electricians. I have seen a couple of DMs, the inboxes, many people asking for job opportunities. And there are those who I have worked with, and there are those that have actually requested to hold on for more opportunities that will be coming in future. And so it tells me that there is a lot of electricians out there who are actually jobless. And this concerns me because, we went to school, we studied, we did a lot, and we had a lot of hopes when it comes to the job market. And coming out there after graduating, we discovered that there were no many opportunities or luxurious opportunities as we would have, as we were thinking. And so that one puts us at a bad place because, going through school, going through all that education system and learning all the facts that we learned, only for us to come out here and struggle, then it puts a dent on ourselves. And also we question the life. We ask ourselves, what is this life all about? Smash the like button if you are here and ready to know how an electrician should die. And if you are a fan, I really do appreciate your presence. You're so special to me. That is why I always refer to you as my top boss. Without you, definitely I wouldn't be here. And if you're joining us for the first time and you have not joined the community, subscribe to my channel, which is Top Heights Electricians. So once we have gone through the system, and most of the time you find that there are opportunities that have been announced for electrical or electrician jobs. And once we apply for these opportunities and turn up for the interviews, we discover that despite the fact that most of the people were sieved during the shortlisting, there are a lot of people that have turned out for these interviews. And you know, when they turn out for these interviews, you discover that there is still going to be a lot of people who will not make it through. Because let's say, for instance, you have a demand as a company, you want, let's say, 10 people, or let's say 700 people for those bigger companies. Like, let's say in our country we have the grid supplier, you know, the energy supplier, and then they are asking for 700 electricians. Those who have been shortlisted, you find that there are more than 3,500. So that tells you that a bigger percentage will be turned down. And so once these people are turned down, and most of them probably are coming straight from home, they don't have jobs, then it shows you that most of the people will still go back home, where they are not having to work as electricians. So where does that leave us as electrical technicians who have qualified, who have gone through schooling, and maybe there is something that has denied us an opportunity as electrical engineers, you know, to work in these companies? But there is a lot of hope, and that is why we are talking today when it comes to this topic. So glad to see some of you here watching, streaming live, and also giving me the likes. It means a lot. I really do appreciate your presence. Let me know where you are streaming from. Continue hitting the like button, and if you'll be watching these as a recording mode, give me the likes and let me know where you're watching from. I always enjoy when I get feedback from you guys telling me I'm from this county. If you're talking about Kenya, I'm from Nakuru, from Mombasa, I am from a different country, all over Africa and all over the world. I really do appreciate your presence. I have friends from Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Netherlands, USA, UK, and I do appreciate your time here. So what I've been concerned is actually the lack of jobs for electrical technicians. And therefore, it brings me to this question. Did we go to school for us to be employed or to be self-employed? So as an electrician, I believe that you have the skills. You know, as much as you have gone to school to study, there is something that will save you in this current job market, whereby there is a lot of competition. Most of us are out here looking for jobs, and the competition is very high. So as electricians, we really need to up our game. You know, you have to up your game, especially when it comes to skill sets. You know, you must ensure that you are good in terms of your skills. I love working hard with my hands. I love being hands-on when it comes to solar, when it comes to basically electrical, and I love doing my work. I see Aaron Saki says, I am from Liberia. I love your videos. Wow. Aaron Saki, thank you so much for your presence in here. Thank you so much for sparing your time to be here. Yeah, from Liberia. So, as an electrician, one thing that will save you is if you are able to work with your hands properly, you know, and execute these electrical jobs. When you go to the field out there, be proactive, you know. You must be able to give your whole when it comes to electrical engineering. You must be able to work with your hands to solve problems that are out there. And if you have a lot of work, you must be able to coordinate with other electricians so that you are able to give out work that will speak for itself. Let your work speak for itself. In most places that you will go, nobody will ask you for your papers, for your credentials, especially when you are coming up with the designs for, residential homes or probably these apartments. In most cases, like even myself, nobody has ever asked me for my papers or asked me, because we are doing this construction, we want you to appear to the site with your credentials, with your academic qualifications, so that we may know if you are really qualified. No, 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 people don't ask me for that. And what people are interested in is the skills that I have. In most cases, you find that people have people refer you based on your skills. Let's say you have worked at a place somewhere, be it a construction site, and someone loved your work and someone was really interested in how you do your work, and so they gave you an opportunity, another opportunity, or probably they referred you to their friends or their family, or their colleagues. And so that is how you gain more traction in this market, the skills. Because someone will visit a friend and see the work that has been done in that building or in that home, and we are humans, we visit and we inquire. So someone will visit and they will want to know who did this electrical work for you. And that is how, as an electrician, you will be able to get an opportunity. Now, an electrician who does not have electrical opportunities will definitely be in trouble. You will have a lot of problems if you don't have jobs, and jobs are like our blood, are like what we eat. We enjoy working. And once you enjoy working, then it means that even your life will be enjoyable. It will be longer. You will enjoy longevity, and you'll also be able to thrive well in this life and in this market. But if you lack job opportunities, then it means that you are strangled in a way, and you are struggling in a way, and that will definitely hinder you from thriving in this life. So we want electricians to be able to enjoy their lives. So if you're finding value already as an electrician, or you have an electrician friend or brother who you can share this advice as well, smash that like button, and let us continue learning and getting something here. Let me get your comment where you're streaming from. So glad to have some of you here. I can see some of my friends are already in. Thank you so much for your time. Let me know where you're streaming from. So as an electrician, also how you lead your life matters a lot. Apart from the work that you gain, apart from the jobs that you get out there, you must be very careful in the way that you lead your life. I have seen so many people who, after getting some few contracts, then they bounce back, to the days where they had a lot of pleasure, where they had a lot of fun. It is not the right time for us as electricians. After you get a certain contract, after you get a certain job, to go out there and make merry, to keep on enjoying life as if there is no tomorrow. Because you know what? You may get that contract today, and it was supposed to push you for the next like 1 year, or out of that contract, you make something good out of it. You probably open a good shop somewhere where you can be able to survive, on that outlet, before you can get another major contract. And it is not easy for an electrician to get a major contract, especially if you are starting. So once you get a major contract, or whatever contract that you get, make the best out of that. You can start a shop somewhere. You can start a business whereby, apart from the work that you are doing as an electrician, you are also able to, sell something, to sell a product, to market yourself. And that is why I always encourage electricians to take good advantage or make good use of these social media platforms where you are able, to sell yourself or to market yourself. So once that opportunity comes, ensure that you make good use of it. You get that contract, you get that money in order, and you invest it somewhere so that it keeps on generating money for you. So that even in the years or in the days that you don't have such a big opportunity, you are still able to survive. You are still able to do your things. You are still able to fend for yourself, to pay your bills, and even to fend for your family. Because if at all you're not able to fend for your family, then you will find yourself into depression. And you see, depression will even lead you to take your life. That is not how an electrician should end his life. We did not come here to just live and live, right? You're not just here to survive, you are here to thrive as an electrician. And the choice is in your hands. If you choose to live a good life, definitely that is possible. But if you choose to lead a reckless life, then it can happen. I have seen so many people who get contracts and then they indulge themselves into alcohol, into they find themselves into alcohol addiction just because they have that sight. They think that that is what will happen, or that site will be there forever. No, the owner of that site even wants you to get out, because that will mean that the job is already completed. Once the job is completed, now it is up to the developer now to start getting his sweat back, earning in terms. Let's say he's coming up with a construction where he's constructing a building for, tenants to come and live in, so that he can earn something out of it. So he's looking forward to such days where the tenants will come, he will be able to earn, to make money, and generate income for his business or for his life. So once you are there, you will not be there forever. Once your project is done, or once the project is done, you'll be able to walk out, or you'll be able to leave. So make the most out of that project. You know, after you get that project, after you get that money, don't get into leisure. Don't get into acts that will uh, lead you into spending that money and wasting that money. Instead, invest that money. Many people indulge or overindulge themselves into acts of pleasure. I have seen people lose their lives because of pleasure. I have seen people, getting into affairs with ladies who belong to other men. And in that scenario, there even end up being killed or end up losing their lives in unclear circumstances. you know. So if, for instance, this person was not able to control their lives or were not able to control their minds, there is this biological aspect that is referred to as dopamine. Dopamine is a trigger. It's something that will is a reward system, whereby if, for instance, today you eat sugar, you will be required to eat more sugar because of that dopamine thrill that you received the last time. You felt good because of the candy. So you will still need more candy for you to satisfy that dopamine thrill. The same way will happen if you do not control your bodily urges. If as an electrician you go somewhere, you get money, and then you overindulge in bodily acts, like let's say you overindulge in sexual acts with women, therefore it will mean that you will be hooked to this behavior. And if these women you attract them through money, then definitely it means that very soon your money will be over. Because if you are not able to control yourself, then you will be in trouble, because every time you will get money, then you will need to satisfy that dopamine, And by you satisfying it, you need to spend money. So that is how you will end your life as an electrician, especially if you keep on spending your money that you have earned in a very hard way with sweat and tears. And finally, you find that all of these job opportunities are no longer here, because that is again the aspect of life and the business. Not all the times you'll be out there in the site, having plenty of jobs and having a lot of money. There are times when the jobs will slow down. So when the jobs slow down, the money that you had already accumulated out of these mega projects is the one that is supposed to push you through. I refer to it as surviving the night, surviving the cold days, when you have plenty of jobs and then all of a sudden the jobs have reduced. Those are nights, those are cold days. So what you had gathered during this time is what will push you through the cold nights, the nights and also the cold days. So as an electrician, that is how you're supposed to survive. That is how you're supposed to thrive. Don't die out of depression due to overindulgence in these habits that you can be able to control. And if as an electrician you are able to control your mind, then you are winning a lot of battles already. There are some times whereby you are given an opportunity as an electrician to do an electrical installation. You are trusted to even purchase the materials or supply the materials, you yourself as an electrical engineer. So there is a lot of trust that has been given unto you. You have been entrusted with these materials. And so when you go to make a purchase out there, you must ensure that you do an honest job. If let's say you had quoted 4 rolls, 6 rolls, 10 rolls of of cables, you come with all of them there. You ensure that what the client paid for gets that value from you. Because for a client to trust you, it means that they see value in you. They know that they will get something out of you. So when you are delivering, be more than what the client expects. Deliver beyond what the client expects. And that is how you get more jobs from these clients. Also, when you are negotiating with a client, negotiate with them as though you are negotiating with yourself. Give them the best deal out of yourself. Give yourself out. Deliver. Give the best. And that is how you will be able to get more. Because if you don't give your whole, definitely you are denying yourself something better in future. So when you go out there to deal with a client, ensure that you give your best and you give your whole. Sometimes we talk about the meter box. We talk about basically these electrical installation systems. So when you are giving out a quotation for a meter box, give the best that there is. When it comes to the works that you do here, give the best that there is. You supply the best of the products that you can. You ensure that your clients get the best components that will be able to sustain them. When you are connecting these gadgets, do you give the best ones in the market, quality ones, so that once that installation has been completed, has been done, you don't need to go back there to do repairs. Because also a client will not be really appreciating if at all they keep on going back to do repairs, which will mean that it is a waste of their time, it is a waste of their resources. So as an electrician, you must be able to give quality and nothing short of quality. Because as I said, if you're able to do that, you will get more jobs and you will be able to earn a lot. But if you do the opposite, then definitely it means that you will lack jobs in the market, and this will mean that you might even get sick because, if you don't have money, let us be real, if you don't have money in your pocket, then you will sink into a lot of problems. And another important thing that I would wish to highlight is about your health. As an electrician, you must be mindful of your health. Like I said, we are not here to survive, we are here to thrive. So you must be able to take care of your mental health. You must be able to take care of your bodily health. Make sure that at least once in a day, at least for an hour or so, you take high attention on your body. If let's say it is water, and when we talk about health, I really need to take some water here. So you ensure that you feed your body with the right things. Don't overload your body with sugar. Don't overload your body, with all these chemicals that will slow your life down. I have seen many people, by the way, they get to a certain age where they are maybe in their 50s, in their 60s, in their 70s, and they get some chronic diseases whereby they have to go to hospital and spend huge chunks of money to heal them. Now, this will mean that the days that they were spending, working, the days that they were busy doing electrical installations and earning a lot of money are now spent on healing them or curing the diseases that they would have avoided. I've seen people live up to their 90s, 100 years, you know, and they don't have these complicated ailments. It is not a must for you to be sick, regardless of your age. Even though you are old, you're supposed to be in good health, you're supposed to be in good shape. So if at all you get sick, and people nowadays are getting sick even in their 30s. They're getting sick even in their 40s, in their 50s. That is a very early age. So my question to you is, as an electrician, why would you be sick at such an early age? Yet you can be able to avoid that by simply taking even an hour a day. Dedicate that hour to exercise. Dedicate that hour to go to the gym, to run. Take care of your body, because you see, as electricians, we go out there and execute great work of electrical in people's projects. We take good care of their projects. We focus on people's projects. We really do a good job on other people's lives but ourselves. So as an electrician, what are you doing to take good care of yourself? The same way that you take good care of your client. Because you see, the client is very much interested in seeing his or her project do well. And once you fulfill their desires, they feel good, and that elongates their life. That makes, when they are happy, it makes their lives happy, and it makes them to thrive also. Assuming this client takes good care of their body, they will live longer, they will enjoy life. Now, by you coming to their projects and doing a great job of electrical engineering or electrical installations, you have added to their lives. So, as an electrician, you are helping people better their lives. But what about yours? That is my question. Smash the like button if you're getting some value out of our today's live stream. My name is John, and I'm so glad that you are here. And if you'll be watching this video in the recorded version, then uh, It will be such an honor to have you. Let me have the likes so that I know that you are indeed getting some value out of this live stream today. Thank you so much for the likes that I'm receiving already. Where are you streaming from? Let me know. And so glad that you have already subscribed and you are also a follower. A lot of these social media platforms where I interact with you, I really love to have a lot of interactions with you. Brian Jogu, how are you? Brian Jogu, good to see you here. Can I get an attachment on your in your company? Brian Jogu, at the moment, sorry, we do not have that opportunity, but keep on checking with me. I will definitely see what I can do when an opportunity arises. So glad to see you, Lawrence Casosa. Lawrence Casosa says you love this and you are from Zambia. Lawrence agrees with today's live stream, says very true. Thank you so much, Lawrence. I'm honored to have you. It's such a great honor to have you all the way from Zambia. All right. I also have Aaron who says he's from Liberia, and I'm so grateful to have you. So, as an electrician, can you take care of your health, my good friend? Can you ensure that your body is in good shape? I always wake up in the morning and I take a lot of attention on myself. I ensure that the things that I eat, ensure that how I live my day, and also how I sit and do everything is something that is bringing back to me. You know, it's beneficial to me because if I'm not careful, then I will end my life. And that is not good for me to just come in here and just exit like that. No. That is not my interest. My interest is to enjoy each and every moment. When I'm doing this live session, when I do my videos, I'm enjoying each and every moment. And before I come to do this, I make sure that I have uh, taken care of my body if it's walking, or probably I have done some exercises just to rejuvenate my body. And when it comes to meal time, I ensure that I eat the best meals. And I love cooking. I love preparing my own meals, or if I have someone prepare them, I have someone that I can trust. And I categorically say that this is how I want my meals to be. I am a guy who eats one meal a day. You know, we refer to it as OMAD. I eat one meal a day, and I always, recently, I switched to this, what we refer to as carnivore diet. A carnivore diet is whereby you eat like a lion or you eat like a cat. You know, you basically eat meats, eggs, and such type of stuff. And so by switching to that, I was just, trying to see what can my body adapt to, how can it work best for me. And I think it is really, I can see it is really working good for me because I really had a lot of digestive issues whenever I used to take a lot of, starch, when I used to take a lot of fiber. It had a ride on my, on my gut, and it didn't feel well for me. So I decided to at least change and see. Though there was some sacrifices that I did, and also the body had to go through a lot for it to adjust, and I had to sit there and watch it go through hell before I could adjust to this, because I was used to a lot of carbohydrates. Brian Jogu says, I really love your work. Thank you so much, Brian Jogu. Appreciated your feedback. Alan Ndonji says, very factual and truthful. Be blessed, engineer. Thank you so much. So glad to have a lot of you here. And Alvin Musumba, which size of drop cable should one use during installation? Very good question. A drop cable, because I have it here, I will simply show it to you. This drop cable here is a size 16 mm square, and for single phase domestic installation, this one will work well, because also from the meter box all the way to the consumer unit, I always say don't go below 10 mm square. That is the cross-sectional area. So thank you so much, my good friend Alvin Musumba, for that question. Today we are talking about how an electrician should die. Why is it important? Because the end justifies the means. That is how it is normally put. So if your end, is justifying the means, then it means that that means is either bad or it's either good. And we are asking, or we are seeking to have a good end, and the means which was also good for us as electricians. Why am I saying so? Because I've seen many people get good contracts. Good contracts in me, it means rewarding contracts, only for them to have those contracts blow their lives away. Okay, so it means that you get a good contract today, you get plenty of money, even in millions, and you find that that money is the one that is going to finish you. Why would you live such a life? These contracts that you get, this money that you get, is supposed to take good care of you, and not only in your old days, but also now. Okay, you're supposed to enjoy your life every day. You don't wait. It's just today in the morning when I was writing my journals, because I always write journals of everything that I do. Even for me to come here, I had to write it and say, I'm going to do a live show where I'm going to talk about how electricians should die. And it is always good for you to, even as or even everyone, it is important for you to journal your life and document how your life goes, because I believe that it is a good practice, and it can help you, because you really need to take to be accountable of your own life. Okay, if you're not accountable, if you're not tracking your life, then there is a problem, because you need to understand where you're coming from, where you are, and where you are going. So by you taking stock of all of that journey, it enables you to make adjustments, so that if you are going off track, you are able to bring yourself. And nobody out there cares for you more than you do care for yourself. Myself, nobody, absolutely nobody out there takes good care of me, or is even concerned or even bothered about me more than I am about myself. Trust you me, even for my friends that are here, that you know will come to ask for a job opportunity. Like, I have a good friend of mine, Brian Jogo. And Brian, I'm wishing you all the best in your quest to get an attachment. Nobody will really take good care of your request as much as you do. And that is why I say that everything is on you. And I appreciate people like Brian Jogu, because they are proactive. They are asking for these opportunities. You come for these live sessions, and you are trying your luck. Yes, that is so good. But nobody will come to knock on your door and tell you, please, my guy, improve on your life, improve on your health, improve on the way you are spending your money. Nobody cares. Nobody cares as much as you care. So as an electrician, please, the opportunities are in plenty. The opportunity might not be today. The opportunity may not be coming tomorrow. The opportunity may come even a year or 3 or even 5. That is why it is important for you to make your plans in half decades or in decades. You know, plan your life in such phases, so that you know that in the next 5 years this is the level that I want to be on. In the next 10 years, in the next 15 years or 20, I want to be on this level. So that today, whatever you are doing today is geared towards making your dreams come true. Let's say you get a contract today, a single phase contract today. You want to make yourself better. You want to do a very good job so that that client, in case in future they will have mega projects, they will definitely consider you. They will give you these opportunities. But if you are only thinking about this project, if you are only thinking about today's job, you will mess it up, because you will go get this contract, do a lot of shoddy work, and this client will not be satisfied with what you have done. They will not give you another opportunity. They might even terminate your contract, midway. And so, if that happens to you, then it means that your next 5 years are in a balance. You're not so sure whether things will be working out for you in the next 5 years or in the next decade. Smash that like button if you are getting some value out of our today's live. So glad to have your feedback. I can see people are very proactive in the comment section. So glad that you are here. Brian Jogu has been here for a minute. Alan Donji, Alvin Musumba. So glad to have you. If you'll be watching this on recorded version and you're probably not a subscriber, kindly subscribe to our channel. Here, we get a lot of value. Even myself, as far as I'm speaking, I am getting value, because you know what? This live stream will be here to stay. And whenever I will be coming back to watch it, it will be an accountability video telling me this. You remember what you talked last time, 2 weeks ago, 1 month ago. You must live by the words that you spoke there. And my dad, who I usually talk about most of the time, and he's gone. He already passed on 17 years ago. May God rest his soul in eternal peace. He used to hold us in accountable, because if in the morning you say that you will do this or you did this, and then you are lying, and when he asks you for this or the same thing and then you say something different, then all hell would break loose. And I used to wonder, other kids are lying, other kids are telling lies, and their parents just sweep it under the carpet. Why is it that my dad is so tough? He was building something important in me, because today I will not want to say something and do the opposite. I will not want to give an impression out there, and then on the other side, where people are not seeing me, I'm doing something that is different. No, no, no. I will really put myself to task. I'll be like, even when I'm alone, I'll be like, no, why did you say this? Because in most cases, I have these live sessions, either on TikTok, on Facebook, or even on here on YouTube, and even on Instagram. And so in most cases, I will find myself speaking a lot of issues, and I love speaking my mind. And even when I'm doing electrical installations, I might say that do not connect your cables like this. And so I have to be very accountable. Why are you connecting like this? And I will have to do away with the entire connection and do a perfect connection. Even when I visit the clients, and especially the clients who have interacted with me online, I will really have to do a perfect job, because that is where they found me and they thought that this guy knows what he's doing. And so the reason why I need to call him is because I have seen his works on video and the works are good. So if I go there, I have to do exceptionally well, so that whatever I was talking about will match with the work that I execute on the ground. All right. So that is how you do it as an electrician. You ensure that you always keep your word. Let me know where you are watching this video from, where are you streaming from, and I'm so glad to have many of you here. Thank you so much for your presence. Thank you so much. Even if you are streaming in Kenya, let me know what county are you streaming from. Let me know how is it coming along for you. If you're finding some value, smash that like button. Thank you so much for my good friends that have been here for quite some time. You know, I refer to you as top bosses for a reason. You know, I'm used to gifts from TikTok. We refer to them as there are so many gifts that are there on TikTok. Uh, on YouTube, we have a lot. We have super chats, we have super thanks. If I can receive from you, I'll appreciate. And if you can become a member too, that is how you can support your boy when it comes to this YouTube game. If you are able to support me in any way, super chats, super thanks, and even the memberships, I will really appreciate. Someone was asking me, how can we be of benefit to you, because you really give yourself a lot. And let me tell you, as an electrician also, it is important for you to give your whole. You know, we have a lot of knowledge that is helpful. Don't hold it back. Give it to people for free. You know, help people, because the more you help, you find that more help comes to you even when you have not requested for it, because people will reward you in so many ways. So I'm also saying, if there is a way that you want to reward your boy, there are so many options here on YouTube. And let me tell you something, we have come from far as Top Heights community, because YouTube has allowed us, you know, to do a lot. And as Top Heights, we can be able to receive super thanks, super chats from you, memberships from you. And so there is a membership for Top Boss, for resident engineer. So all of this is because of you, who watches my content, who subscribes to my channel, and I'm so grateful and I salute you for that. So as electricians, we must be able to give out value, and you give this value for free. You share it, and people will appreciate and will come for you. So I was talking about health, and health is very paramount. Imagine you have worked so hard in your 30s. In fact, most of us are very lucky to start in our early 20s. Okay, you start in your 20s. In your 30s, you're building yourself. In your 40s, you're building yourself. And you're probably investing. That is a very good move. You get money and you reinvest in your craft. For instance, here at Top Heights, we normally say that it is important for you, once you go out there and make some money out of yourself, do not waste that money. I encourage the people that I work with to ensure that you reinvest that money, because not all the times that we'll be having a lot of jobs, you know. There are times that we go up country to work for people to execute electrical contracts, and sometimes we don't have these jobs. And I encourage the people that I always work with to ensure that you take good care of your money, you reinvest it in a way that can help you in future. So some of you are lucky to get these opportunities in your early 20s, or as soon as you are done with your school. So once you get such an opportunity, you know, you have the advantage in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s, to reinvest this money, you know. So you find that if you have been in this game for quite some time, you know, when you get to your 50s, there will be a lot of work, because people know you, your work is speaking for itself. You are getting multiple massive electrical engineering contracts out there. And when this happens, it means that you are earning a lot of money out of your craft, because electrical engineering also is a machine that pays you back if at all you are good at your craft. And that is why at the beginning I was insisting on being hands on, you know, enhancing your skill set, ensuring that when it comes to skills, you are good at it. So as an electrician, you will get to a certain age whereby you will have teams going out executing these jobs and bringing in money for you. So when that happens, it is important for you to continue reinvesting, be it in real estate, be it in your business, so that there is an age that will come where you not have all this energy to work. Like, let's say, for instance, right now, I'm able to stand here and give this, you know, uh, session without getting tired, without yawning here and complaining and all that. There's a time that I will only do this probably while seated, or sometimes I will need to have someone by my side reminding me that you are live and you shouldn't sleep, or you shouldn't, doze off in this live session. So at that moment, I really think that I will not be able to produce much. But what I would have accumulated is what will be serving me at that particular time. What is my point? As an electrician, be able to take care of these three major areas. Number one, it is your work. Number two, it is your health. And number three, it is about the people you care, because if you care for your people right now, they will also take good care of you. If you have a family, ensure that you take good care of them. And also taking good care of yourself, as we were talking about when it comes to health wise. And and investing in yourself, especially in your health, is important, because when that age, that the old age comes knocking, you will now be enjoying the fruits of your youth, the fruits of your labor, when you not have that strength, to jump up and down, to walk into the ceiling. Currently, I'm really finding it hard going into the ceiling and crawling in there doing the electrical connections. It's not like before, where I would, be jumping inside the ceiling, crawling in there with a lot of energy. I'm almost running up there. Now I have to, I'm straining whenever I'm in the ceiling, and I find myself considering having someone else going in there. And I would love to be there so that I can be able to see or to execute good work in the ceiling, because in the ceiling it is very crucial. If you don't do a good pipe work, if you don't ensure that all your cables are well insulated, and I've been talking about this so much because of the impact of rodents, in the ceiling. If cables are just left without proper insulation, without proper pipe work, then, as I normally say, that is a recipe for disaster. So as an electrician, you must ensure that you are flexible. You must ensure that you are able to go there and do a perfect job. But when that age will come where you will not be able to do these things, you are able to hire, and so you must be able to take good care of your health, your muscles, your body generally must be okay. It is not normal for you to spend your life in the hospital bed. It is not normal for you to live a life of drugs or injections, or all of these, what do we refer to, supplements and all that. There is a doctor I follow that says, if you don't eat your food as medicine, you will eat your medicine as food. Wow, that is so scary. So it means that you will be taking your tablets because you are not able to get that supplement or whatever you want to get from food. So that will be so much unfortunate. And so it goes a long way to help us to understand that if we lead a good life, if we take good care of ourselves, we will definitely enjoy our lives in future. Now, as I get to land my plane, I would wish to encourage electricians, all of you who are electricians. Like I started by saying, don't overindulge in these things that people are indulging themselves into. You know, if you get a contract, like let's say for PV is photovoltaic energy. Photovoltaic means solar. If you get a contract for electrical installations, be it single phase, be it three phase, you know, you will end up getting some good money. And I always wish my electrical engineers good jobs, plenty of work, and also good money out of it. If you end up getting yourself into these opportunities, my good friend, ensure that you do a good job at investing. You know, don't be that electrician who will be old, who will be tired, and you are still competing with the youths. You are still competing with the people who are fresh. You know, definitely the market will favor the youth. And if you didn't do an investment, if you did not reinvest your money into your, you know, the opportunities that were existing then these people are going to take your market share, and it will mean that you will struggle. Imagine struggling at an old age. That is definitely not so good. Um Alvin Msumba says, can you use 10 millimeter drop cable for installation? Absolutely no, because when you use 10 millimeter now from the meter box to the consumer unit, what are you going to use? Assuming you will use the same, then there might be a problem. The installation will definitely strain in terms of the electricity conductivity there. Because again, what we are looking at is what size of load is likely to be connected in that installation. You find that sometimes with that kind of installation, let's say it is a single phase installation, you will have uh, multiple appliances connected there. Let's say there is a washing machine, a fridge, a freezer, you know, pumps can be connected. These client can have several motors for several things that are going on there. Because, you know, with the current technology, there is a lot of machines that can be bought to, you know, ease and work. Someone can also be working from home and they import a machine that draws a lot of current. You know, there's a client I went to see, had imported a very big baking machine, and we have to scratch our heads so much to think of, before we install this machine, can the cable that is drawing power from the meter box be able to handle the current that this machine draws? You see? So we were even considering changing that cable so that we reinstall a new cable, but we thought there are so many ways that this machine can be operated. If, for instance, you have several instant shower heads, when this machine is on, then those instant shower heads together with probably another electric cooker should not all be on. But again, if, for instance, this client is the one who knows that, and on a certain day they are not in the home, and then there are visitors or other people who are not aware of that, and then they turn on everything in the home, then that will be a problem. So you must ensure that you always go with something that is higher, so that you factor in the worst case scenario whereby all the loads are connected. All the loads in a single phase connection are connected. They are drawing maximum current, and this cable must not overheat. Okay, so Alvin, you must be able to factor in all of those scenarios. You must ensure that you factor in the worst case scenario whereby you will have maximum load connected. Don't assume that you know, probably once somebody is in the shower, the other shower head might not be in use. No, no, no. Consider all the loads are working at that particular time. Will that cable be able to supply enough current to that installation? So thank you so much, Alvin, for that. And if you have If that solution is helpful, let me know. If you still have a question on that, also let me know. I will really appreciate. Thank you so much for the likes that you have given me already. And if you have not liked this today's broadcast, kindly smash that like button. Let me know where you are streaming from. How is your day coming along? So you talk about taking good care of yourself. Yeah, that is what I'm currently doing here. I want to also have my electrolytes. You know, I usually like taking electrolytes, especially when I'm doing these live sessions and also when I'm fasting. So, like right now, this is a cup of water, and in it I have some salt, some sea salt. This sea salt ensures that supplies me with simple electrolytes so that my efforts today cannot go down the drain due to sickness that may come in future, but I will be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor today. Yeah, so grateful to have you here. Mhm. Good question from my good friend Brian Jogu. Wow, Brian Jogu, and I'm so grateful to have you. You have been here for all the entire period, and I'm so thankful for your time. Thank you so much, Brian. Brian is asking a very good question that I've also been talking about. When you were at school, what did you do after classes? Great question. My life generally as an electrician has been very much boring. Pretty much explains why I'm not really struggling. Okay, I'm not really finding it tough out here because you see, after classes, I didn't go to, play games or having leisure and all that. Even though sometimes I would find myself enjoying life, but not to the extreme. In most cases, I would walk into a construction site, and I used to ask most of those electrical engineers for an opportunity to volunteer. So I would first tell them that I'm in school, I'm studying. And so during my free lessons, I mean, during my free time, I would beg them to give me an opportunity to volunteer. I didn't even ask for pay, and I would volunteer just so that I could learn. And I would start with the most difficult job in electrical phase. This is the drop work. Drop work is whereby you see these sockets that are on the wall, the switches. We would start by cutting through the walls, you know, Brian. And I'm telling you, it is so difficult where you have that hammer and you have that chisel cutting through these walls. Sometimes you would encounter very hard walls, and even on the shutter where you have that slab, on the roof of the house. Okay, not actually on the roof, but on the shutter where you have that corrugation, the mixture of cement together with what do we refer to it? Is it ballast and all that? So that the shutter is very hard, and so if you need to create a way whereby you need to introduce a switch from that lighting point or from that bulb point there all the way to the wall, you will need to cut through so that the pipe will be fixed in there in a manner that even after the plaster work, the pipe will not be visible. So you are cutting through. So that is what we were doing. So after class, that is what I used to do. And I would go into class, and I had my hand bristled, sometimes even bleeding, because probably in the morning, it is when I was free, and then I have evening classes, let's say from 4. So throughout in the morning, I was in a construction site volunteering. cutting through the walls. This is what we refer to as drop work, electrical drop work, or uh, piping, yeah, drop work. So you cut through the walls, you make sure that you install the pipes and the switch boxes, either for the sockets or for the switches. And then after you do that, you you go to the next, to the next room, and you continue doing that. So that is what I used to do. I would go to class with my safety boots. People would laugh at me. I'd go to class with my bag that had a lot of, all of these tools, and they would make those tool noises, and people would be like, "You, my guy." But it helped me because it has shaped me so much. Out here, after we graduated, so many friends of mine would not get job opportunities and probably would go home, and they're still at home. But for me, I had an edge, because if I wanted to get a contract, I had already equipped myself with all of this. So I would walk into construction sites after now I graduated, would ask for job opportunities, and whenever I would get one, I would really do my best. So before I end my live session, I would want to appreciate you who have been here all along. Brian, thank you so much. Alvin, good to see you. Good to have you. Alan and Lawrence, such a great honor. If you're just joining in, you're not really late. But just to recap, what I've been talking about is, as an electrician, you must have your life in order. You must live intentionally. You must lead a life that is going to reward you each and every minute that you are alive on this earth. Don't live a reckless life. Once you get your contract, once you get your money, reinvest your money, because there are rainy days that are coming. There are tough times that will be coming. There are cold days that will be coming. And so you must be able to survive these days with what you already harvested during your great days. So also, when you get these opportunities, use these opportunities to better yourself. If it is a company, I always encourage people to register your company, to ensure that you position yourself to receive better opportunities, to receive contracts that are much more rewarding. All right? To position yourself to get great opportunities in this life. Okay. I've seen people who waste their lives, who waste the opportunities. They had big contracts, but they wasted that money in drinking and overindulgence in sexual activities. And you find that out of that, because they were unable to control their minds, they lose their lives, and they die. And that is not a good way to live your life. An electrician is supposed to live a very good and decent life and die out of natural causes of death. And if you are careful, you're not even supposed to die in your line of duty. That is why, as electrical technicians, we say you must be able to take safety into consideration. Safety first. Before you climb on that pole, you must ensure that you have the safety gear. When we are installing these PVs, these solar panels, ensure that, because you are going to the roof, ensure that you take the safety precautions that you need to take. You ensure that you have the safety gear that you are supposed to have when you are going to such high heights. When you are carrying these panels, how are you doing it? Doing it in the safest way possible. Don't die while lifting these, or drop from the roof. Okay, don't break your legs, don't break your body parts simply because you are working. No, 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 no. It is not a must for you to work that day. It is not a must for you to execute that project. If, for instance, someone is insisting that you do ABCD without safety precautions. So in another video, I was highlighting how a certain person in Kenya Power was, executing their work, and they did not have the safety precautions in place, and that was exposing them to a lot of danger. Why would you do that? If at all, according to the safety precautions that someone, even if it is your boss or your supervisor, is insisting that you do something that goes against the safety measures of electrical engineering, refuse to do that. Because what if you lose your life? It's better to lose a job because of some reckless people, rather than lose your life, because you can get your job back, you can get a better opportunities elsewhere back, but you cannot get your life once you have lost it. If, for instance, you have broken your leg, you cannot get it back. So it is good for us to take good care of ourselves as electrical technicians. And as I have said, do not die like, a reckless person. Die a natural death. You know, you must ensure that you have taken good care of yourself. You better die in your sleep. You better die out of old age. Don't die out of sickness. Don't die out of uh, hazards that you could have avoided, such as accidents while working. Don't die out of depression because you did not spend your time well. So that has been my time. Thank you so much for tuning into this live session. My name is John Gatehi. Gatehi is my father's name, and I'm so proud of it because he contributed so much to making me the man that I am today. Were it not for him, I would not have proceeded to become what I am today. He encouraged me, he bought a lot of tools. He did not try to force me to become something different out of what I loved and enjoyed doing every time of my life during the day. He did not try to force me to be a pilot, to be a doctor, to be like him, a teacher, or to be like someone else who was doing better. No, 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 no. He encouraged me to continue doing what I did. And that is why I found it easy to metamorphosize myself into what I am today. And so I wish you all the best if this is your career path, like my good friend Brian Jogu. I wish you all the best, and I hope that everything will work out well for you. And also, congratulations on your career path. This is a good career, and you can enjoy it to the fullest if you choose to. So that has been my time. This is John, and so glad that you found your time to be with Top Heights Electricians. That is a great honor. Thank you so much, Brian Jogu. Can see you say there, thank you so much. I have learned something. Absolutely. Let us continue thriving in our lives. Let us continue enjoying in this life and not surviving but thriving. I wish you a fantastic time. Goodbye.